So welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, we're going to be going through the best SMMA niches in 2021/2022. The biggest issue right now in the agency space is that everybody's going after the same type of person and they're offering the same service and they're offering it in the same way. And so people now are feeling as though the agency business model is getting saturated, but it's not, right? Because the agency business model has been around for hundreds of years and it's going to be around for hundreds of more. So the agency business model isn't saturated. The offers and the niches that everybody's going after, that's what's saturated. And so in this video, I want to go through the best niches moving forward that you can go after that, number one, aren't saturated, and number two, will enable you to book more calls and sign more clients. Just before we jump into it, make sure you go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you find this video useful. And with that being said, let's jump straight into it. So straight off the bat, before we go into specifics, an agency is a business that produces a service for a client, right? For a certain type of person. Now, in order for that client, number one, continue to pay you every single month, and number two, pay you a high number, right? Why would somebody pay you $5,000 a month over $5 a month, right? What's the difference there? Well, it's because the service that you're offering is providing a solution to a big problem that the business is facing. It's as simple as that, right? If you've got a huge problem in your business and then somebody comes in and says, hey, we can, fix this problem for you for $2,000 a month, for $3,000 a month, and we'll make you more money than that by virtue of fixing the problem, you want to move forward? Most of the time, you're going to say yes. And that's really what your agency is doing, right? You're fixing issues for these businesses and they're paying you a monthly retainer to do so. It's as simple as that. So now let's have a look at, we kind of just reverse engineered the process a little bit because we've identified the outcome that your agency is producing. And so now we can go back to the original idea of this video and ask ourselves, what are the best SMMA niches in 2021? Well, first of all, whatever the niche is, you have to be going after a business that has a issue right now and they are wanting that issue, that problem to be fixed. And ideally, you want that issue or problem to be a threat level 1 issue in their business, not a back burner issue. Again, that's now going to tack on an extra layer of urgency to your service, to your agency, without you having to do anything, right? If you're solving the number one biggest, most painful problem or issue in a company's business, they on their end are going to be motivated to bring you on board. Never mind you wanting to bring the client on board, they're going to want to bring you on board because they want that super painful problem to be fixed ASAP, as soon as possible. And so now, if you're able to actually provide a solution to that problem, not only are you going to be able to sign clients easier because they want you on board, more so probably than you want them on board as a client, but also they're not going to probably want to fire you because they know as soon as you leave, that super big painful problem is probably going to arise again if it's a continuous service that you're offering, right? It's a continual solution to a problem, right? Maybe you can come in and you can just build something, you can build a new funnel, you can build this system or import this thing into their business, and then that's like a one-time fix. That's fine. You just jack the price up on that, right? For a service like that, you wouldn't charge $2,000, you would charge $10,000. Whereas if you was to do more of a monthly recurring service to fix that issue, then you wouldn't charge $10,000 a month. You'd normally charge maybe $2,000-$3,000 a month, right? My point is that they're not going to want to let you go if you're providing a solution to a super painful problem. And the most painful problems are the threat level 1 issues to businesses. And so they're the problems that you want to fix in a prospect's business, not necessarily back burner issues, right? Yes, it will be nice if everything in their business looked more aesthetically pleasing, for example, right? If they currently use a software and the software looks pretty ugly and your service is that you can make that software look more aesthetically pleasing, for example, right? You wouldn't do this, but it's a good example. It proves my point. That is something that could be nice for the client, but it's not a threat level 1 issue, right? That's such a back burner issue that they're not really that interested in fixing. But if they're currently not getting any customers right now, and you have this solution that's going to enable them to generate consistent customers every single month, they are going to be far more motivated to bring you on board as an agency owner, simply because it's a threat level 1 issue, not a back burner. So step 1 is to make a list of niches, of industries that have threat level 1 issues, right? And this is going to require a little bit of research from your end, but hey, guess what? We're building a real business here. This is something else that doesn't get talked about a lot in the SMMA industry, in the agency space, is that we're building a real business. So it's going to require work. I can't just create this video for you right now and tell you 3 niches that are going to be the best niches ever for you to ever work with. And then you just go right after those niches and that's it, right? Like you've got like a 10, 20, 30, 50K a month business. It's not as simple as that, right? You're going to have to do a bit of work on your end. And so the first step from this video is to create a list of industries that have threat level 1 issues. How do you do that? You got to research, you got to look into different industries, right? Now what I want you to do, step 2, is to go through those industries, go through those threat level 1 issues that you've just identified and figure out what needs to be done, right? What needs to be the solution to the issue that you've identified, right? So for example, if like a very easy, a very common issue could be lack of customers. So, okay, cool. What service, what solution needs to be provided to this business to help them with their issue of lack of customers? What can we do, right? And one thing I want to say is for step 1, don't just write down the niches that you think you could help. Just write down any and every niche out there. And then for step 2, write down any and every solution or possible solution to that problem, right? For example, like I said before, do they just need some sort of one-time funnel build solution, right? Or offer? Or do they need some sort of one-time, like you build some sort of system or you import a system into their business? Or maybe you hire a new in-house person and you hire that person, you know, right? Whatever it is, list any and all solutions to that problem. And once you complete step 2, you now need to complete step 3, which is to go through those solutions and services that you've just listed and identify number 1, which ones you feel as though you'll be best at doing. And number 2, choose one which you feel as though you will enjoy the most, right? And so now by virtue of going through those 3 simple steps, that's all it is. 3 simple steps. You've now identified an industry or a niche, whatever you want to call it, and you've now also got a highly valuable service that you can offer to that niche, right? And that is what makes up a very, very powerful agency, when you have a highly valuable offer that provides a solution to a certain industry or niche's biggest problem. That's it. That's all an agency is. An agency isn't, again, another really big misconception in the SMMA industry and space right now, is that people think an agency is Facebook ads for real estate agents, or they think an agency is Facebook ads for e-commerce, right? But really what an agency actually is a business that offers a highly valuable service to a certain individual. That's what an agency is. And so if you can figure out a threat level 1 issue that a certain individual has, and you can build some sort of service, product, offer, whatever, around that extremely painful problem that that specific person has, number 1, you have an agency, but number 2, more importantly, you'll be able to sell that offer very, very easily. And if you can actually deliver results using that offer, you can actually do what you're selling, you're going to be able to scale your agency to 50 or 100K a month with ease, okay? So they're the 3 steps that I would take if I was to identify a new niche right now. We've already done this for our business, for our agency. We've identified that people can't scale in the e-commerce niche. E-com founders can scale to 50K or to 100K a month pretty easily, but they struggle to scale to 500, 600, 700,000 a month, 400,000 a month, etc. And so we basically solve this problem for them. The way in which we solve it for them is by using Facebook ads. Now we're becoming more of an integral part to our clients' businesses, because again, we've found that when we scale our clients up, right, we're easily able to double, maybe even triple their business in the first like kind of 1 to 3 months, depending on the client. But now we've, we can start to see a lot more issues that arise as we scale up to those points, which is things like offers and back-end systems and recurring customers and conversion rates and all this good stuff, which is extremely important to then go to the next level. And so now what are we doing? Well, we've identified another issue, and now we are coming up with the best solutions to those extra issues, right? And obviously we've got like the direct offers, the direct solutions, which is just help them increase their conversion rate, for example, or just do their email marketing. But obviously what comes with that is logistical issues. How can we make sure that we're able to implement this service for all of our clients and get compensated more, and also make sure that we're not splitting our time too much where we then start to, at that time then get stripped away from the main service, and then that main service starts to decrease because time is being split horizontal. There's a lot more that comes with it, but that is kind of what we're working on now. And how we got to that point is by identifying a certain individual who has a huge issue and coming up with a bunch of solutions to that main problem, and then figuring out what solutions make most sense for us to offer and how can we make sure that we were able to deliver on that solution to the highest level so that the client or the customer actually sees results. And that's it. That's all it comes down to. And if you go through this exercise, if you like, then you're going to be able to come up with industries and niches and offers that are wildly different to what everybody else is doing. Again, this is stuff that nobody talks about. They just tell you to go after real estate agents and offer Facebook ads, and then everybody watches that video, and then everybody goes after real estate agents and offers Facebook ads. And now if somebody does that, they may find that it's not as easy as just signing clients with that because everybody else is doing that, right? And I'm definitely part of that conversation. I used to just tell everybody to go into the e-commerce niche because like a numbers standpoint, the e-commerce niche is definitely the best niche to go after because you've got such high billables with clients, you can deliver such ridiculous results, you can genuinely take a client from 50,000 a month to 300,000-400,000 a month as a direct byproduct of your service. So and obviously with a client like that, you can easily build them like 10,000 a month. But then what I found was that everybody listened to that advice and took it, and then everybody's now gone into the e-commerce niche. So it's a little bit more saturated than it used to be. So now we've got to come up with combative strategies to being able to sign clients. Because again, if you go after one client and offer the same service that 19 other people have offered that one client that morning, right? Or you offer the same offer, or you present the same offer, you're just not going to sign clients. And that's kind of an issue that we're seeing right now. And so that's why I don't think that everybody should go after one specific niche anymore. I think that you should implement on this video essentially, right? And come up with your own combative strategies to that respective individual's biggest problem. And so as always, I hope this video was valuable. If it was, please go ahead, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.